AVC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 here, and I got my third installment of the weekly six-pack. This week it's CDs, last week was vinyl, so it's going to kind of alternate. Maybe cassettes will get intertwined somewhere, I'm not positive yet, but anyway, so I picked 6 CDs out of my collection and kind of talk about them a little bit and maybe turn some people on to some of this music here. And anyway, let's start with number 1, and it comes from, whoops, hang on, before I do that, let me do this and then we'll be all right. Here we go. We are gonna start number 1 with a band out of Chicago called Aftermath, and this is There Is Something Wrong. These guys kind of started in '85 and basically sputtered with demos until, let's see, what was it, about '94 when they came out with their first full length, which was Eyes of Tomorrow, which I do have on vinyl. These guys are more technical, progressive, thrash metal. You can hear it throughout the CD, and yeah, I think these guys just released their latest offering here last year, No Time to Waste, which is really good. So check out these guys from Chicago, Aftermath. Number 2 comes from a kind of a mixed UK band, US vocals. I came across this band back, God, what was it? Back in the early 2000s. The reason being is because of Lance King. And so I decided to go with Balance of Power and the Heathen Machine. Of course, these guys have been around, like I said, since '95. They're more classified as power progressive metal. I usually kind of go as more progressive power metal. But born out of East Sussex, England in '95, and they put out, let's see, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and a box set, and they just released a new album called From the Abyss, which I have. That has a female vocalist on it, where these did not. Most of the vocals, I believe, were done by Lance King. This one here is John Kay is the singer on this. So Lance King did do vocals for Balance of Power, but loved this stuff when they were first releasing it. Like I say, they've been around for quite a while now. Well, getting close to 20 years. Of course, they're still rocking around. Lionel Hicks, Tony Ritchie are predominantly the main members of the band. So, but yeah, check out Balance of Power, Heathen Machine. Let's see, up next, a band I came across when I was actually getting sober back in the '90s, and this band put out 2 really good CDs. I actually bought the cassettes because I was in treatment at the time and I could only have a cassette deck, so I bought cassettes. And these guys are out of Atlanta, Georgia. In fact, I think they're actually still touring. And this band is called Drivin and Cryin, and this is the Smoke album. They also had, I think, one before this called Fly Me Courageous, which are probably their 2 hardest rockin' albums. I mean, before that, it's so after that, it's about the same, you know. But Smoke and Fly Me Courageous, definitely hard rockin' albums. Fly Me Courageous put out the lead track, was a top 40 radio hit. Smoke reached number 85 on the Billboard charts, but Fly Me Courageous a little bit higher, but I happen to like Smoke just a little bit better. So, but yeah, good stuff from these guys. All right, and we're moving on to, let's see what I have. Number 4 comes from a band out of Spain. These guys are actually still around and also have a female on vocals now. I have most of their early albums. And let's see, they actually started around 96, I want to say. No, 88 actually. Sorry. Way back. But they didn't really put out anything until about 97. And they came out with Perfect Creation. I believe that was all in Spanish. And then it was Lord of the Storm, which is this one here from Easy Rider. Killer. Just killer power, heavy metal. Great stuff. Like I say, I believe these guys are still out there. Let's see. No, yeah, they put out an EP in 2021 called Metamorphosis. And been singles ever since, but sure would be nice to get some of this on vinyl. But great band out of Spain. All right. But actually, that album came out in 97, so in case you're looking, check it out. I think you'll love it. Okay, number 5 comes from a label that basically catered to this style of heavy metal, and they were on the Limb SPV label. They're still around, but they don't have nearly the bands on there like they used to. And this band here is Galloglass, and they're power metal. They're out of Germany. Let's see here. Yeah, they're from Hanover. Galloglass is the band. And Legends from Now and Nevermore. Killer power metal. They do have Heaven Seeker, which I have as well. If you like really good power metal. Back in the day, I was absolutely love power metal. Nowadays, I can take it or leave it. I'm more into thrash and new wave of traditional heavy metal mostly. But I do like the occasional good power metal. But anyway, Galloglass. This came out in 2003 on the Limb. All right, last one in this weekly 6-pack comes from one of King Fowley's band, of course. If you know King Fowley, you know what I'm talking about. Been in many bands, Tombstone, Deceased, I think a couple others, and but one of my favorite bands is October 31 and Meet Thy Maker. One of my favorite. I think this is my intro to the band, and it was no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. It was Power and the Glory. They do an excellent cover of this song on here. This is heavy metal. It's not like Deceased. It's not like Tombstone. But yeah, this is killer stuff. You know, these guys have been around since '95. They're up from Arlington, Virginia. I do have a lot of their stuff on vinyl, and I have mostly all their stuff on CD. I do have a cassette of them actually. So they put out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full lengths. What I have on CD, and I have 4 of them on vinyl. But killer band if you like heavy metal, cater to more death, occult, and everything, horror and so forth. But anyway, great stuff here from October 31, and that is number 6 of the weekly 6-pack. Stop by, leave some comments, and as I always say, keep it loud, keep it heavy, keep it metal. We'll see you next time on the weekly 6-pack.